Buddy the dog, he's in rare form right now. He's really getting with it. He's been going berserk. I gave him some of those milk bones, and yeah, that pretty well does it. Anywho's, I know people like it when I have two videos on a boring subject pretty close together, but I'm gonna rescue this thing out of here, and then we're gonna try to see if we can salvage it. And then I'll probably have to order parts. Unfortunately, I do not have a hydro belt like I thought I did, and I do not have, well, I don't know. That's the only thing that I probably would have had on hand that we need. But we'll try to get going with this project right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man. Cub Cadet, zero turn of sadness. It mows until it doesn't, and then you got to work on it. And that's how life goes. And I'd love to be using my other mower, but it is also out of commission because of sadness. So we're gonna have to try to figure out why this motor is now mobile, because yeah, but if the block is, like if it's busted an ear off or something, then we're probably done. But we're gonna find that out. Also, this has been in my house for like the almost entirety of the time I've owned this. This is a spring that holds the handle that raises your deck height. It holds it over so that it doesn't pop out of there. It's been broke almost immediately since it was new, and I've had that and never got around to putting that on. So we might do that now too, should we decide to fix it. So I'll have to get something to tow this, but I gotta remember now how to disengage the hydros on this one. I see belt pieces mangled everywhere. There's a piece of wire that fell off that clutch. That's not looking good for my clutch. Where is, oh, maybe on this mower it's, some mowers it's in the back, but I think these are on the front. There should be a little handle you pull through a hole and then hang it over the edge. There it is. Oh, wonder how mangled it made my, oh, there's another problem. It broke the plastic fans on the hydro. That sucks. Maybe we're gonna have to take the whole axle out of this. I don't really want to do that either, but it would be a good excuse to service that axle a little bit. Or it'd be a good excuse to just throw this thing in the fence row and be done with it. Boy, that, I don't know. Let's get it out of here. Let's get it out of here first. One way or the other, it doesn't need to sit in the yard. Will it roll now? Oh yeah. I'll go get a tractor. All right, the tow truck is here. I don't know how I want to hook to it to not rip it to shreds, but it'll work till it doesn't, I guess. Yeah, that's what I didn't want to happen. Okay, horse, let's go. Come on. Whoa, horse. All right, let's surveil our damage. Okay. Geez, there's a lot. Sorry. Well, stay put there, friend. There's a lot of oil here. So I'm wondering if the seal is leaking on the bottom of the engine. Or what's taking place here. This might be a pull the motor situation and figure out what's going on. Yeah, see, there's our clutch and those wires. I don't think there's enough left to get out of there. Let's think about this a little bit. Let's get this belt off. Okay. Yeah, those back bolts are very loose. And I'm trying to remember, there's a guide, a metal guide that holds the clutch. It's right up in here. I can feel it. But I think that's made into the, is it made into the frame? So you can't take it off, or is that it there and it's bolted on? No, that's a motor bolt. I think this piece is bent out of the frame. And if I remember right, it's not easy to get this clutch to come off of here. And let's see, obviously your hydro drive thing is above this. I know as soon as I try to take that clutch bolt loose, it's just going to spin. Unless I could get the impact in here and try to impact it off. The muffler is right in my face, so that ain't good, but I could take it off because it's just 2 bolts. I had to redo that whole thing. And if I remember right, the muffler just, it's not really attached. It's just like the tubes from the engine just stick into the muffler hole. That would get that out of our way, where we could at least see if we're gonna, we could decide what we're gonna do. I'm just wondering, why did this do this now? Why did it run all this time just fine, and today it decided that's it? That's the part that's got me puzzled. So let me grab the ratchet right behind me and we'll start taking some stuff off. See, like here is a muffler bolt. You know what? We have at our disposal here the impact. So why don't we just use it? Even though it's inappropriate, let's see if we can use it. Dang. Now we need to hold the top side. Yeah. Okay. There's one. Oh, that one's not gonna let me do it. Dang you. Stupid stuff. I'm saying naughty things. Oh, it won't let us go because there's not enough room. Come on. Okay. That should just pull off of there. That should just pull off of there. How is it that it doesn't do it when I want it to? But the other time when I didn't want it to, it did it right away. Ah. I thought. Now I can see what's happening here. There is our... Oh, what a sad sack. This is like the third one of these belts I've replaced. I don't know how we're gonna do this exactly. I don't like working on mowers. I'm not much of a mower mechanic. I think if I get a shallow well 5/8 socket, I can probably get that bolt out of that crankshaft. But I don't think I'm going to get my bolts out of... Well, okay, that one's just loose. Let's take this down and see what we can figure out. Is that a through hole? It does not feel like it is. So tightening alone probably wouldn't make it go, but that still doesn't address our terrible oil leak. We need to figure out if that is a seal that we could possibly replace while we're doing this repair, or whether, I don't know. Once again, I'm weighing, is it really worth my effort? And now I'm laying nicely, comfortably on the ground, so I'm thinking about taking a nap. What I'm really trying to do is get motivated to get the socket, take that loose. So if we do that, and if we could somehow manage to get that to fall down, which I don't think I've ever taken that off, so it's probably not going to just come off. But if I could get that to come off, then we can assess even more. Unfortunately, this piece is welded to the frame, so it doesn't go. Its purpose is to hold the clutch from spinning. That's the only thing it does. And also make it impossible to change the drive belt, because I think every time I've done the drive belt, I've had to bend that piece to get it. And I'm also trying to decide what is remaining of this belt. Did it just wind itself up around there? Because that's kind of what it feels like it just went around and around. It did, didn't it? So we're gonna have to figure that out too. There's our idler that is doing almost nothing. Oh boy. Well, so far I gotta say this is not pleasant. And it looks like it's just gonna keep getting worse. There is no good way to do what I'm trying to do here without really taking a bunch of crap off. But that's okay. I am foreseeing that what we're probably going to have before we're done, we're probably going to have the motor off of it, and we're also going to have the rear end out from under it, and then put it back together. So this is foolishness, but I don't know. It's still not dead yet, so maybe we can fix it with just a few little things. Alright. Will that fit in there? Oh, that bar is going to be right in the way. Well, how nice. They made it where... Okay. I was a fool. I know that's shocking. But... the clutch did fall when I was going, so that's good. And I think that the the ground out here is more apt to have the clearance I need. Well, I say that, but get this impact out of there. Oh, that's a long bolt. I didn't know that. Come back here, mower. Come back here. Well, now, I thought that you were going to just come off of there nicely because you started to come down on your own. Ouch! That hurt. Ah! Ow. I don't know. I just really smashed my finger, and that hurts like a son of a canoot's in there, but that's okay. I've been injured before. It didn't even really... Maybe it cracked the nail. I don't know. Hurts, though. Alright, let's get this entire belt that's wound up on a small pulley. Oh, jeez. Belt wound up. Wires are wound up. Let's get those off of there. That ain't gonna do us no good no more. Well, that might be the adventure for in a minute. Oh, it tied a knot. I can't believe that. But it wound up those wires in such a way that it actually like tied a knot. So that's nice. Oh, this is terrible. Well, we might wait on that and see if we can get this pulley off of here. Oh, that's going to come off too. So if I can find the set screw, let me pull the plastic cover off the top of the engine so I can turn it a little bit. I had it off yesterday. And see if I can... Is that not... Maybe that's not. Maybe it doesn't have a set screw. Maybe it just... It doesn't. That clutch holds it up, doesn't it? Wow. I didn't think I'd get one of them off. Look at that, though. It tied that into a knot. I don't know if I've ever seen something like that before. So that's interesting. I didn't know that that was just a push-on fit. Well, what I'm thinking, since we're in it this far, we're going to pull the motor and we're going to get a new seal for the bottom of it because it's obviously leaking some because it's got oil down everywhere. Right? Isn't that what's leaking, or is it leaking somewhere else and it's just running down the block to there? Because, I mean, the oil drain plug is right over there. Maybe I want to let it sit 24 hours, clean it up real good, and let it sit and decide what we're going to do there. But, I don't know. See, then to fix the hydro fans, the hydro fan, that one of them's broke, and you see that it's way up there in front, and there's no access point. So to do that, I'm going to have to pull this rear end out from under here, which shouldn't be too difficult. There should just be a couple linkages. There's the lockout linkage. No, that's not it. The lockout linkage is on the other side. That linkage there is your driving linkage, I guess. So we'll take that loose somewhere. Right? No, that's the park brake, isn't it? That's the park brake linkage. So there would be a park brake linkage, and there would be your driving linkage, and then the disengage linkage, and then whatever bolts hold it there to the thing. And we could get this out of there. But yeah. And then we can... Oh boys, I just don't know. See, the surprising thing is, even though that's very oily, it doesn't really use much oil. So, like back here, a lot of what the trash is it would leak from the valve covers bad. And I think I got that pretty well sealed up, he says, as he looks and sees that it's probably leaking. But that's what I'm getting at is it worth it to take the motor out and pull that seal? Or is it worth it to just roll the dice? I kind of feel like if I'm this far, I might as well just go through it for... I mean, it's 4 bolts and the motor will lift up. And then I've got linkages and fuel lines and stuff to disconnect. But that ain't much. I mean, I think all the electrical is just got that plug, and then I could, you know, I got this cable to take loose, and that electrical plug, and probably the starter cable, and then that would be the extent of it. But it would be nice to know what's really going on. Fuel line too would have to come out. And then this, what is this? Oh, is that like a... I don't know. I'm not gonna have to take the motor off. I can just take it, like, pick it up and then turn it on its side so that I could work on it. Well, I just broke that, so that's great. Alright. Let's see if that starter cable will come off of there. Is it 1/2 inch? No, it's smaller. Okay, so I don't know that I got close by, but I need to do that. And then I also need to get these muffler bolts out of there, and they're probably smaller yet. They're probably like 3/8. Come on, is that gonna fit? I think so. Alright. We'll probably be putting the starter on it too, because it was acting up. Now, is this the size for this? No. Is this the size for this? No. No. Is that a hex or is that an Allen head? I bet that's an Allen. What do you think? He just came up here behind me while I was sitting and I guess decided this is the place to be. But I'll tell you where I'm at with this project. Well, he's actually laying on the piece that's the problem. Sorry. Sorry, Buddy the dog. Sorry. Oh, I guess he's done. Yeah, this is the size that I need to go any further. Torx bit definitely broke it off. So, I think I'm probably done for today. And I'm not sure if I should just trust the internet and order parts. I did order a seal. I'm confident enough that that's gonna be right. So we'll deal with that. But I need to figure out, do I want to take the rear end out, or do I want to just cut that other fan off of there and not worry about it? I mean, is that really doing anything? Maybe it is. I don't think they're that expensive. So what I'm saying is I might just go ahead and order the pack of, or I think that I can get them in a 2-pack. Or maybe I don't. I wish I could look at it to see that I really knew how it was made, you know? I just don't. I don't know. That one feels good. But basically both of these fans are junk. I mean, that one there is hanging on by just a thread of life. I mean, not much at all. And see, then that opens the question, when I get this off, will it all work or will it not? You know, will I be able to get the pulley off successfully to put the fan on, or will it be a struggle of sadness that it's not really worth it? I think I'll go ahead and order them, and we'll roll the dice, and we'll take the rear end out when we do that, because I got to get the belt, and I got to get, I just got to wait on parts now. I'll get that seal. It's on the way. But if I get I got to take those exhaust pipes off so I can get the motor up. And then when I get the motor up, we can change the seal. We can figure out what we're going to do about this problem. See, look how much slop that has in it. But that might just be poor design, you know. And the back, it may just be that a bunch of the bolts came loose. I mean, that's certainly what it acts like. It acts like that one is probably right. Is this one on here still, or did it fall off? Well, it's on there, but it's amazing that there's so much slop. That's what I'm worried about. But I think that I could probably figure something out, you know. Do I want to try to tighten them? See, that back one under the idler is way loose. But if I do a temporary tightening, maybe I can decide if it's going to really tighten up, or maybe I need to just, I'll have to go a different route and totally do the thing, you know, like, let's try to tighten them real quick and just see if they would even remotely hold. Oh, I think they will just fine. I think it's just that vibration has loosened them, or at least that one a minute ago. Now I say that, and this one probably won't. No, that tightened that way up. That one was pretty well tight. And this one back here under the pulley's loose, but that made that super solid. So I don't know. Maybe I'll attempt to change the seal from underneath like this and just not even take any more loose, which is fine. I mean, actually what I could do is just flip the whole mower on its side. That would be acceptable. And then I wouldn't have to take everything loose, you know. I could just work on it out kind of in the open. I don't know. We'll figure something out, you know. I could do it right here like it sits. I mean, as long as I can get that other one pulled out of there and then find something to drive it That's the big thing. I need room to work. So, I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Even I could probably, the safest way, without doing any damages, I could just lift it up to where it was almost straight up in the air and then work on it. And I think that would be the easiest on the machine to do. And we could tackle this. We can put some Loctite or something on these motor bolts and tighten them up again. Maybe we'll even just get new bolts and put new ones in while we're at it. And that would tighten. But that's, I'm happy. I figured once I tightened it up, it would still be loose all over the place, but it's not. And I didn't even tighten that last one. So, I think we can make her go. We just need to take our time here and get the parts we need. But I'm over it. I'm over it today. So I think I will wait to take the rest of it loose whenever, you know what I'm saying. Whenever the day is that the pieces come, then we will go the extra distance, if that makes any sense. I was going to look at this. I wonder if, I mean, I hate to spend a couple $100. This clutch does work. But I'm wondering if that comes off, that plug. And then what I could do is, I don't know. Let's investigate that. I don't think that comes off because I've been down that road before. But I'm not opposed to spending a couple $100 for this. This isn't very good anymore. Like after you mow for an hour, and if you shut it off, it won't want to start right away. You can hear it slipping, and then all at once it'll fire up and run. Now, yeah, maybe that could have been because of the oil, but that oil leaking thing that hasn't started until recently. Like maybe the end of last year, I noticed it was starting to get kind of oily. So, and it's done that clutch not running thing for a long, long time. So I'm okay with, you know, spending some money to fix that if we have to, but I need a belt, 2 fans, a clutch or something if I decide to do that, or whatever here. Is this going to be enough? Probably not, because I don't even know that. Well, I'm not sure that that's, I don't think that that's really serviceable myself, but maybe it is and it's just full of crud. I kind of feel like that's molded in there and it's part of the unit. So let's just order a clutch and be done with it. So got a seal coming, a clutch, a hydro drive belt, and 2 fans. And this thing might live to mow another day. I mean, if you owned this and you tried to pay somebody to fix it, it definitely would not be worth it. But for me, I'll throw a couple $100 of parts at it if it'll mow for another 10 or 12 times, you know, or more, hopefully, just here and there. It'd just be nice to have a backup. And I hate to throw away things that aren't totally junk yet. And this isn't totally junk yet. I mean, the tires are still good, and I guess when they aren't, I could put back the original tires because they're sitting in the shed. I kept them for spares. So that's what I'll do. And I also need to remember to get a new T40 Torx. That one was a Craftsman. Don't know that I could get that warranted, but a T40 Torx to, if we decide we need to take the exhaust pipes off and pull the motor, which we might not have to do now if we just do it the way I was thinking. This is so messy, and it's all because of that valve cover that time. And I thought I had it cleaned up, and maybe it's leaking again a little bit, but it doesn't really use much oil though, so it can't be leaking too much. But these valve covers, after about 2 or 3 years, they would start leaking. This one I got sealed up pretty good. That side I have to do every so often. It just will not seem to stay dry, but yeah, I think it's probably leaking a little bit again. So we might have to open that up again and see what we can do. I bet you though that that's the same size as, well, maybe not. That might be a smaller one. But we could potentially do that too when we're working on it this next time. And then that would hopefully eliminate some of our flammable trash, because that's what was burning last time, or last night. It got on top of that muffler plate and it started to burn. So I don't know. Like I said, probably not worth it, especially if you had to pay somebody. But me just tinkering with this junk, I think I can get another use out of it for a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.